Namaste, Namaskaram, welcome. Welcome to the course Problem Solving and Computer Programming using C. The course title is Problem Solving and Computer Programming using C. This is a sloka that is taken from Upanishads. Actually, I tried to sing it. In fact, I was successful, but I am not showing that video to you because it was bad. There is one saying, Operation Success, patient died. So I could sing it, but if you hear it from me, probably will run away. So all the students or all people who are watching it will run away. So that's why I'm not showing that video. But something similar to the movies where a song is played at the end. At the end of the course, I will add this. I will add, and you can see my singing talent. If you are really interested, you can see my singing talent, and you can enjoy it. But this is a very good sloka, very important sloka, taken from Upanishads, and it's about teacher-student relationship. It's about teacher-student relationship, what teacher and student can do. I'll just try to explain the meaning of it. I will only explain the meaning of it. I don't sing it. So it's like this. Om. May God protect us, both the teacher and the student. So in the first line, we are asking the God to protect us, both the teacher and the student. Both the teacher and student. The relationship between the teacher and student is very sacred one. So things have changed. Things have changed now. Teachers are working for salary. Students also can purchase the seat if they want by paying some amount. But doesn't matter, but still the relationship remains the same. The money doesn't come into the picture in the relationship between the teacher and student. So it's very sacred one. It is going to be there like that only, and in future also it will be like that only. So I think things cannot change, materials cannot change the relationship between a teacher and student. Of course, there will be always good students and good teachers, bad students and bad teachers. So it depends on the society, how the society is there. So teachers, students, doctors, whoever it be, we are just the reflection of the society. But the relationship between the teacher and student is definitely a good one. May God nourish us both. So may God provide us both the health and power to learn, to discuss. May we work together with energy and vigor. May we work together with energy and vigor. So we should work with a lot of energy, enthusiasm, because we are the learners. We are going to seek new knowledge. We are going to transfer the new knowledge. Students are going to carry it, implement it, use it, and we are the people who are responsible for the betterment of the society. So we should have enough energy, and we should work together. Next, may our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. So our study be enlightening. We should not quarrel with each other. We should not quarrel with each other. There should not be any kind of dispute. The transfer of knowledge from teacher to student should be a smooth one. Transfer of knowledge from teacher to student should be a smooth one. A teacher should also never underestimate the student. Sometimes the student may be more knowledgeable than the teacher. So student may be more knowledgeable than teacher. In that case, teacher should learn from the students. Teacher should adapt to the environment. See, anything can be taught to anybody, provided you orient yourself to that level. Orient yourself to that level. The same C programming course can be taught to school students, intermediate students, BTech students, or maybe for PG students, or maybe for people who don't know the languages like English. So it can be taught to anybody, but you should orient yourself. That orientation is very much important. And last but not least, Om, peace, peace, peace. So peace should exist everywhere. According to the holy scriptures, a guru is considered as a beacon of light that drives away the darkness of ignorance. Darkness of ignorance. So usually students are ignorant in the sense that it doesn't mean that they don't have any knowledge, they are not intelligent. It's not the case. So maybe what they are trying to learn now at present, they may not be aware of it. They may not be aware of it. That knowledge they may not have. That knowledge teacher may have. So teacher should transfer that knowledge, and it is something like removing the darkness. Removing the darkness. When light comes, darkness goes away. A teacher is something like a candle. A candle. He should sacrifice himself. He should sacrifice himself, if necessary, to give knowledge to the student. And a teacher is really a competent person to lead others. He is really a competent person. He has that eligibility. And the teacher should always be on the side of truth. Should always be on the side of the truth. So sometimes truth is difficult to bear. Usually, if you take the current society, if you are truthful, you may suffer. But it doesn't mean teachers should teach students to be untruthful, should adapt themselves to the society. Teachers should teach them to be on the truth side, always on the truth side. And he is the person responsible for changing the society if necessary. In the word guru is actually made out of two words, gu and ru. Gu stands for darkness and ru for light. So it's the light which removes the darkness. So guru is one who removes darkness and provides the required light. Education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. The great soul of India, Swami Vivekananda, said, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. Here man doesn't refer to male. Man can reference both male, female, and maybe other genders also. Education is the manifestation. Manifestation means display of perfection already in man. What does it mean? So he believes, this great soul of India believes that all of you are perfect human beings. You are already a perfect human being. So teacher will provide you an opportunity, will show you the path to display the perfection inside you. Whatever you learned over the years, maybe up to this BTech, it is there in your mind. Our mind has three parts: conscious, subconscious, and unconscious part. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious part. So whatever you listened over the years, that is there in your subconscious mind. So that you have to bring only what is present in the subconscious mind to the conscious mind, subconscious mind to the conscious mind, and teacher should enable the student to do it. So you can enable it only by making a student aware of that potential, and providing an opportunity for some successful experiences. So if you have successful experience, then automatically you will show the perfection. Engineers build a nation. This is what Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, said. Engineers build the nation. If you just observe, you are sitting in front of a computer or smartphone, you are sitting in a chair. Okay, your chair is a contribution of an engineer. The pen which you are using is a contribution of engineer. The paper which you are using now to make some notes is a contribution of engineer. So the earphones or headphones which you are using or speakers which you are using is a contribution of an engineer. The microphone, the camera, whatever you can see around, including the walls, they are the contribution of engineers. We are the nation builders. We are the nation builders. So our contribution to the nation is very much essential. We are influencing all other fields. We are influencing all other fields, including science and medicine. For example, if you take an orthopedist, what orthopedist does as part of the surgery, maybe if you have a leg fracture, so what he does, he inserts a rod in place of maybe bone, or inside the bone he inserts that rod and tightens the screws. So that is the contribution of engineer. So that is not the contribution of doctor, that is the contribution of an engineer. So many people are riding on the back of us, we the engineers. So we the engineers build the nation. This is a quote or a message from Alan J. Perlis. I am not going to read entire thing, but the gist of it is, so have a sense of humor. As a computer science professional, or you may belong to other branches of engineering or maybe science background also, doesn't matter. Don't think you are going to change everything. You are not a missionary here. You make your contribution. You just make your own contribution. That's what you have to do. You have intelligence, make use of it. Everybody has intelligence. So according to me, intelligent is one who makes use of common sense, in every aspect of life. You may believe it or not, intelligent is one only who uses the common sense. So usually we don't use common sense. It is there with everybody, but people don't use it. So start using common sense in every aspect of your life. You will become intelligent person. So have a sense of humor. Keep fun in computing, and enjoy the course. Coming to me, I am Channa Reddy, working as professor of computer science and engineering at JNTUA College of Engineering, Anantapur. Currently, I am working at JNTUA, Anantapur. I am an ordinary person with ordinary abilities. Hope you are also a person with ordinary abilities only. If you think you are an extraordinary person, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm an ordinary person. I'm an ordinary person with ordinary abilities only. But I have enthusiasm to transfer the knowledge. That's why I'm doing this video recording, or I'm doing this course. Presenting this course. So let me try to help you if I can. So I'm also a learner. I'm a teacher doesn't mean I stopped learning. I'm a learner. Lot of things I learn from students only. So usually certain things when I am studying, when I am preparing for the class, some things I don't understand while studying. But as soon as I go to the class, I start teaching, I don't know what wonder it does. So I understand the concept in front of the students. I will be able to deliver it to the students. So my mind starts working there. My mind starts working there. I am better in the class than outside the class. The course name is Problem Solving and Computer Programming using C. So usually you find books related to problem solving. So please note that. So you find many books related to programming in C, but you don't find any books related to problem solving. Or there may be books, but they will not be prescribed. They will not be present in your syllabus sheet. In the textbook part or reference part, you don't find such books. But problem solving is very important. Problem solving is very important. Engineering is all about problem solving. Engineering is all about problem solving. So how to solve the problems? We'll consider general problems and we'll study those problems from the context of computing or from the context of computer science. So problem solving is very much important. Please concentrate. Please concentrate. Programming sometimes you can learn on your own also. Though a teacher can help you, programming you can learn on your own. So there are many people who can teach programming, but problem solving is often neglected part. I don't say people cannot teach it, but it is often the neglected part. So problem solving and computer programming using C. So we will be programming the computer. Nowadays programming is essential. Programming is essential for everybody, not just for computer science students. It is essential for everybody. Even if you take a housemaker, if you have a washing machine nowadays, she can programming it in the sense that she can set certain settings. She can configure it, say the speed of the washing machine, etc. So though they are not directly writing a program, but they're just making use of the program only. They are making use of the program only. So in fact, instead of using the languages, there are other tools like what is called as Scratch from MIT, which you can use to do the programming, which you can use to do the programming. So programming is essential for everybody nowadays, independent of the branch to which you belong. And we have chosen C language. We have chosen the C language because it is what is called as procedure oriented language. Whenever we try to solve a problem, we try to identify the procedure to solve a problem. So this procedure orientation directly appeals to our brain. It is how we think. That's why we have considered the C language. So these are some of the references. So thank you. Once again, welcome to the course on problem solving and computer programming using C. So enjoy the course. Don't be a missionary. So enjoy the course. That's essential. Be happy. Try to be happy in learning the course. You can do a lot of things. This is the fundamental course. This is the beginning course. So after that, you can learn many things on your own also, or with the help of a teacher. So please remember again, it is essential nowadays for everybody. Programming is essential. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining the course.